What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, what I'm going to bring you is just a quick Outback update. Previously, I did a 1,000-mile review and kind of our top likes and dislikes of our 2020 Subaru Outback. This is a limited XT trim, but I kind of want to give an update on things and kind of how things are going. I am going to get a long-term review out as we go with this car down the line if we keep it, and I will talk a little bit about that in this video. So we got about 2,500 miles on the vehicle and no issues. We did have to have it towed into the shop once, but that was actually covered under 100% warranty. It was actually just a faulty terminal battery cable, which they covered, they fixed within 24 hours, so I don't really count that as an issue. Stuff happens, I understand that, but overall it's been great. We haven't had any problems with it. It doesn't burn any oil, which some of the older Subaru, like the EJ motors, would burn a little bit of oil just naturally. That's just how they worked. So we're still giving the same gas mileage, which isn't great. 22.7 over the first 26,000 or 2,600 miles that we've put on it. We are starting to notice an uptick in, we're driving it a little bit more, so I've been getting 25 to 28 within each time I fill up, so I do expect that will go back up because it's actually supposed to get 23 and 30 for the gas mileage, 23 city, 30 on highway, probably somewhere 25 in the middle. Currently we're still sitting at 22.7, so I do expect it to go up. The more you drive it, it seems like the longer distance you drive it, it seems like the better the gas mileage is, and it's rarely on the interstate right now because of everything going on with COVID. We're not traveling, so we take all back roads to work. So gas mileage is still not the greatest, but I do anticipate that will go up. As far as the exterior, it's actually grown on me. I really actually like the ruggedness, the look of it. I like the wagon. I like that it's 8.7 inches of ground clearance, all-wheel drive. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, so that's something I really like. Does great in the rain. Again, it's not snowing here. It's like 90 degrees in Ohio, so it's pretty warm. But I expect it will actually do fairly well in the snow. Sorry for the noise behind me. This is actually, it's a rainy day and the baby's sleeping inside, so I thought I'd do a video out here just to get it going. But exterior wise, it's grown on me. I like the roof rails. It has a built-in roof rack, so this is something we will use because we do like to kayak and haul bikes, so you will be able to use those. And it's just got a more rugged look. I think it will actually withstand a beating if you actually wanted to take it on some trails, or if you lived out west and you wanted to do some very light off-roading. This is not a Jeep Wrangler that's going to be able to tear up any off-road courses, but it will be able to handle its own. As far as the interior, it's great. The leather's great, seats are comfortable. The infotainment is still where I would highly recommend you play around with it, test drive it, because the infotainment system to me is a disaster. I know there's an update out for it right now which is supposed to improve it, but it's like a 14-page document that you have to do, and if you don't do it right, you can break the head unit. I've contacted my dealership and they tell me they will not upgrade it if you bring it in. They will not do the update right now because they are just mainly focusing on regular services since everything going on with COVID, and we're in Ohio, so things are still kind of, well, not locked down, we're still kind of watching things. So they already told me when I bring it in for an oil change, they will not do an update on it. So I could probably try a different dealership, but that's just a hassle. It should have been fixed to begin with. I don't like that you have to change the heated seats. You have to turn those on. You actually have to get into the infotainment system. It's not just a physical button. Same thing with all the climate stuff besides the temperature. To adjust the fan speeds, it's really dangerous when you're driving because there's these teeny tiny buttons down at the bottom, which the update does not fix that. It really fixes more like the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, because it covers the whole screen now with that. It still crashes every once in a while. It mainly crashes when I try to do too much with it at once. So if I'm backing up and let's say I try to adjust the temperature for the physical controls, it almost crashes every single time when I put it in drive and actually pull out onto the road. At least crashes once a week, sometimes twice. It just boots back up. It's no big issue. It's not anything hazardous. It's just kind of silly that they shipped it out like this for a MSRP of a $40,000 car. It's ridiculous. So that's my big gripe. That and the auto start stop is a disaster also. I don't like that on any cars, but Subarus, Even with the Forester we test drove, it's one of the worst systems. It's just not smooth at all. Like sometimes it doesn't work, and when it does, it shuts off, you turn it, and it turns back on. It's just really jarring. It just shakes the whole entire car. It's just not a very good system. Yes, it's supposed to be good for saving fuel, but I think you should be able to disable that all the time instead of having to go in and turn it off and on. So with the bad things out of the way, tons of room. We love the room in this thing. Massive back seats. The driver and passenger have adequate amount of room. It's not a lot. It's a regular, basically 4-door car in the front. But the back seats, tons of room. The hatchback, you got all kinds of room. It's similar to the Forester, it's just a little bit longer and a little bit shorter. So the Forester is a little bit wider, I believe, and a little bit taller. But overall, we're really happy with the interior and exterior. Drives great. The 2.4 liter turbo engine is amazing, and the CVT. I'm not a huge CVT fan, but the combo of these, it's really smooth. It's really peppy. If you floor it, while it does take a little bit for it to kick in, once the turbo kicks in, passing people even on the highway or when you're already up to speeds is no problem. That's really it. The infotainment system and the auto start stop, I would really make sure you're okay with that when you actually get in this thing. Honestly, I prefer to have the infotainment that's in the lower end trims where it has the two 7-inch displays. I don't know if it actually has physical knobs in it, but I'm pretty sure it does. I'd love to have some physical knobs. That is the one big reason why I may actually get rid of this at some point, because it's just too much, too much that you have to mess with every time you start the car up. I don't like the driver monitor system, so I do have to disable that. But besides that, it's an excellent vehicle. It's quiet, smooth. The Harman Kardon sound system's great. All-wheel drive, again, it actually has some STI stuff in here. I believe it has the control arms and a lot of the upper suspension as an STI. It's just a lot more soft sprung. Not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. It's very soft sprung, absorbs all the bumps, so if you're looking for something that's more comfortable and not sporty, this is the vehicle for you. While you may think that the 2.4 liter turbo engine would give it some sportiness, it does not. This thing does not handle corners well. You're not going to be able to drive this like a WRX or an STI or any other car that's more oriented, a Honda Civic Type R or a GTI or anything like that. But if you're looking for a family hauler, this I still think is it. And I do think the fuel mileage will get up a little bit, so I'm not too worried about that because I have noticed a little tick up as I'm driving it more and more, mainly for distances. It's like, it really likes it when you drive over 15 miles each trip without shutting it on and off. Typically when I go to work, it's 6 miles there, 6 miles back, and I do not get the best fuel mileage there. But if I'm doing like a 20, 25 mile trip, that's when I notice that the fuel mileage starts to get up there a little bit. And it's a newer engine, it's still getting broken in, so it does usually take some time. But that's it. It's an excellent vehicle, besides those few minor nitpicks. Those are the only real things that bother me about it. Sunroof's nice, it's not large, it's not a panoramic, but we do like having that. The back seats are really where it shines. I know we have a 3-month-old, and I've been testing car seats out in it, and it will fit any car seat you want. It doesn't matter the size, even if you're doing forward or rear facing. It's just an overall great package. So that's it. Again, I will get a longer, more in-depth review as we have this vehicle and give you some updates as I go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.